Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over 3 keys to keep in mind before you're hitting your chip shots, so hopefully you can get up and down more often. So the first important element that we're going to talk about is your lie. Your lie is really important because it actually determines the type of shot that you can hit. So for this video I'm going to talk about shots in terms of 4 kind of basic fundamentals of a chip or a pitch. And what I mean is you can choose to hit the ball high, low, you can hit chips with spin that check and stop, and you can hit chips that you're going to intentionally let release and just roll. Lie is very important because it will actually determine what you can hit out of those shots. So like right here we have a ball sitting down in the rough with a bunch of rough poofy behind it. So when I put the club down even, there's grass in between the ball and the club face. Spinning this ball an awful lot is not an option. You do have options. You can bring it up high and try to get it to come down soft. But right off the bat, what I want you to start doing is looking at your lie, because it determines the type of shot you can hit, or more importantly, the shots that you're unable to hit. What I'm going to do in the video is I'm going to go briefly through just different types of lies and just explain to you what the lie won't let you do. Hopefully that'll help. And then I'll come back and I'll actually hit some example shots from each of the lies so you can kind of see what it's doing. So hopefully that'll be helpful. So here we have our perfect, fairway lie, or you just missed the green. This is no rough, and this ball is teed up, actually. This is one of the lies that do whatever you want with it. You can absolutely spin this ball. You can hit high, you can hit low, you can make this ball release. Making a release, probably actually going to need to grab a club with lower loft so it will run, because even if I try to hit this low with a sand wedge, it's going to spin because the lie, it's teed up. I'm getting all ball first. Now, just because it's on the fairway does not mean the lie is a great lie you can do anything with. If I just do that ball is sitting down even in this fairway. I am spinning this ball is not an option again. This ball is going to release. So really just making sure that you're paying attention to what does your lie look like and what does the lie remove in terms of a shot that's available to you. Here's one of my favorites. So I live in Arizona and summertime is approaching us. It's like reverse Game of Thrones. Winter's coming, summer's coming, which means you're going to have some really hard pan lies. You're going to have some grass that's dead because it's 1,000 degrees here. And so this is just a bad lie in general. And for this one, you can technically spin it because if you hit it well, you're going to get ball first. But one of the things in general that's hardest to do with a lie that's really hard pan around the green is hitting it high. It's much easier to just hit the ball low and accept that it's going to roll. So you could take a pitching wedge from here and just kind of almost a putting stroke. But so for these types of lies, bringing the ball up in the air is super dangerous. You can do it, but you also risk blading it 30,000 yards past the green as well. So for bad lies, bear lies, keeping the ball low is definitely your friend. All right, so we were out again in the lie in the rough. We're going to go to that front pin right there. And I've got a lob wedge. And not a bad play here at all. Again, the biggest thing is just spinning this, like just hitting that. I had to wipe all the grass off. Spinning this ball a lot isn't an option. Now, you can try to bring it up higher and hopefully let it kind of land softer. That's an option. See, it's still releasing out. So yeah, I hit it up high. It came down pretty soft. It just has 0 spin. It's going to release. And then we can do the opposite. I'll take a 50-degree wedge here. That's sitting way down. So now it's just, I can choose to keep it low because the ball's going to release one way or the other. Just like that. And those are both okay, probably like 6-7 feet, but same thing happened. You'll notice that last one though, if you're struggling around the greens, which one do you think was the one that if you miss hit would be the best miss hit? Probably the one where I didn't take the big massive swing and let the club go. So just something to factor in. All right, so here we have the good lie. It's teed up a little bit, so you can do whatever you want with this one, honestly. So I'm going to this front pin again, it's close. I don't know if a 60 is the right club, but you can do whatever you want. So I'll hit a 60, 56, and 50. Get in. So you can see that ball check, though. So that's a really important piece. This lie will let you do whatever you want. All right, so here's the 56. Nothing really too different. This lie should just hit and check. Yep, checked up hard on me. It's just a little bit short. No biggie. And let's grab the 50. All right, what you're going to see all of these balls doing, though, with these chips is they're all grabbing. So if you want to run it, like I said, you're going to grab a lower loft club, like even a pitching wedge. If I really want to run this, would be better. Or you could do a really bad shot like that. But this is a 50. That one actually released a little bit. But if you really want to run this and like land it in the rough and make sure it's going to release and not check, like something like a pitching wedge is probably good, to where you're not really getting a chance to spin it much, because this lie, when it's teed up around the green, especially with a 56 or a 60, or even this 50 will check. That's a better one. It still checks a little bit. So if you want it to run, make sure you use a club that you know is going to release and not check up on you. All right, so here we have the absolute Arizona horrible lie. And remember I said high is not a good option for these usually. I mean, you could do anything, but mainly because your miss is going to be horrible. So I have a lob wedge here. I'm going to that front pin. This is not a... If this comes out good, just know that's an accident, because I would not hit this on the course. It's very risky. Better than most. Again, I would not do that on the course, because this is such a dangerous lie with the errors and misses that can happen with it. It's a little bit damp here, so let that glide through a little bit, but you have to catch this ball perfectly clean. Like, I can't even get it to set without having some issues. So, I mean, God, we'll just hit another one. That was lucky that it even worked out that well. There you go. I felt that ball bounce into the face, up to the top. I got lucky that they even went to there, but that's the more of the contact I would expect most of the time. The club bounced off the dirt. I hit it kind of high on the face. It released. So, don't fight what the lie's giving you. Make your life easier. So with really bad lies, what you're going to find is just letting the ball run and release and keeping the swing under control, so your miss hits hopefully end up better. So I took a 50 degree here. You could take a pitching wedge, something that you can just go ahead and hit low. That's very predictable, that you know what it can do. That almost went in, but that is so consistent, and that will do that off this lie all the time. Like, I see people grab sand wedges off these lies, especially in Arizona, because this happens a lot in the summer. And I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but I usually cringe a little bit. And I'm like, you should rethink that. Because it's just such a hard shot to hit compared to just taking the correct club. There's grass behind this one. This one should be hard. Get in. That is in. Boom. That is such an easier shot to hit off a bad lie than trying to take a lob wedge or a sand wedge and bring all those mishits into play. Just play with what the lie is giving you. Do me a really big favor, you can hit the like and subscribe button. All right, so the second thing that I want to talk about that's important after you've looked at your lie and let that help you decide what kind of shot you're going to hit is, where is the flag at? So we're in the rough here. What do we know? We know this ball's not going to spin well. We have other options. We could bring it high and let it kind of come down soft. But we know that this ball is not going to want to spin. It's going to want to release. So what are we going to do with that? Well, we look at the flag. It's in the front. So you got two options. What do you want to do? You can hit the ball up high and try to hit it soft and make it just kind of stop by the hole. But with this flag is in the front. What I want you to think about is, like, there's so much room behind the flag. So know that I want your miss to be long. If it's going to be anywhere, like, really focus on getting the ball to the hole and letting it. It's okay because it's flat behind the flag if you're going to have 10 feet coming back, as opposed to hitting one, fluffing it, and leaving it on the fringe just short of the green. So where is the flag at? If the flag's in the back of the green, well, you don't want to hit long over the green and leave yourself what's probably a downhill chip. So then you're factoring that piece in, and what shot is going to help you hit that? Like, what's going to leave you in a good spot? So the third and very important thing to talk about is, you need to factor in where you want to miss it, especially on shots like this. Like, yeah, if you're right by the green and it's an easy chip, I still think about that in terms of the slope of the green and what kind of putt I want to have coming back. But this is a perfect scenario where you can see that probably the top of that flag, the closest one over the bunker. You have to think about it this way. Your miss needs to be long on this one. There is no other real option. It's tricky. And how many times, like, this is where you can bring a double bogey and play that you don't need to. So think about where you want your misses to be. This one for me, if this shot isn't perfect, It's long. It's definitely not short where I leave the possibility of flopping my ball into the lip of the bunker in a buried lie and making double or worse. So 3 really important things. What is your lie going to allow you to do? Where is the pin at, so you can figure out, where you can leave the ball on the green. And then when you have these chips that are very challenging, you just have to take your medicine. What's the safe shot, and play to the fact that you may not get it up and down, but you're going to avoid double.